Welcome to tonight's Well Team Ambassador 201 training. I am Becky Page. I'm one of your Diamond Uplines. Wanted just to let you guys know that tonight's training is going to be short and sweet. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to pull up, gosh, hang on now. There we go. Our new ambassador training. Okay, great. Well, y'all, tonight, I might have mentioned it earlier on the page, is all about duplication. And so this is week 2 of a new Ambassador 201 training series. In case you're brand new and you haven't joined us before, we do have a 101 training series that is crucial if you're a brand new ambassador. Tonight we're going to get a little bit more in depth if you've been with us for a little while. So let's talk about what we've been covering in the 201 series. Last week, Rachel Neagle was with you guys, and she covered something we call IPA, which stands for Income Producing Activity, and also follow-up, and then customer care. So these things are really crucial as you're getting started. Tonight we're going to talk about the power of 3 and duplication, integrity or doing the right thing, self-sufficiency, commitment, avoiding the emotional roller coaster, and we're going to briefly cover personal and leadership development. The biggest thing I want to talk with you guys about tonight is the power of 3. And if you've joined us by video, you can see a graphic right here in front of you. If you're not joining us by video and you're using your phone, then you can find what I'm going to talk about here in your success guide. Okay, so we're actually covering, it's in chapter 7, page 63 of your success guide here, the power of 3. I'm going to briefly go over that tonight. Okay, the power of 3 is a really awesome way that we can create duplication in our downlines in our organization. So let me explain what this means. 3 is sort of the magic number. As you grow your business, when you reach the first level of silver, what that means is that you have sponsored 3 ambassadors, and those 3 ambassadors all have their backup order turned on. They've got a current annual membership, and once they have $100 worth of PV or product volume go through their back office, whether it's through their own backup order or through their own sales, once those 3 people do that, you, as their sponsor, reach the rank of silver. You get a great $100 cash bonus, but you start to get paid on them as points. And because they're direct to you, they each represent 5 points to you. So you can see there, if you're looking at this graphic, that your level 1s count 5 points to you. And at 15 points times 3, so 15 times, I'm sorry, 5 times 3 is 15. 3 people count 15 points for you. So here's the power of 3. Here's how it works. Once you go silver, your very next goal is to attempt to get all 3 of those level 1s directly under you to go silver themselves. When your 3 level 1s each have 3 qualified ambassadors under them, once they go silver, you're looking at 45 points. So let me explain this to you. 3 is a manageable number, not too scary. You work with those 3 ambassadors to build their customer bases, to purchase product of their own, and sponsor 3 new ambassadors each, just as you've done. Those ambassadors are your level 2s, and each of them also represents 5 plexus points for you. So now you have 3 level 1 ambassadors worth 5 points each, and 9 level 2 ambassadors worth 5 points each, which totals 60 plexus points. So let's think about the average payout per plexus point is $1.80. Now that's really low, but that is about on average over our past several years what the pay point equals each month. So now you're earning $108 in plexus points alone. So as you can see, this is a huge way to earn an income. And that's in addition to the commissions that you make personally and your override commissions that your level ones make that you earn on your PV and that of your team members. So duplication is how you begin to build a team. Like I said a minute ago, once you go silver, your goal is to get each of your people, those 3 people, silver, which would leave you at 45 points. But you can see below on this graphic in your level 3, once everyone under them goes silver, those points continue to add and add and add. Your level 3s are also worth 5 points to you. And then as you go downward in your downline, your level 4s count 4 points. Level 5s are 5 points. Level 6 are 2 points, and 7s are 1 point. So if you can just imagine this power of 3, if you were to duplicate it all the way down through your level 7s, you would actually end up with 2,187 ambassadors out. If all of those level 7s at 1 point each, those would equal 2,187 points, plus all the points that you had all the way up to your level 1s. That gives you a total of 3,279 ambassadors, and your total points would be over 4,800 points. Guys, that's a lot of money. And as you can understand, that's what makes the jewel ranks so desirable, because you're getting paid that deep on that many levels, but across the board on that many points. So the whole idea behind Power of 3 is duplication. Once you go silver, helping your people not only duplicate it for themselves, but the people under them and under them and under them, all the way down to your level 7s. It can be confusing, so again, I direct you guys that do have success kits, go back to the Power of 3 section that is on in Chapter 7 on page 63, and it can explain it more in detail. So let's talk about duplication. Duplication personally is something that I try to think about every time I'm training someone, and every time I'm incorporating a new aspect of training, I'm asking myself, can this be duplicated? Is it simple? Is it something where we have to go reinvent the wheel, or is it something that people in my downline can go find themselves? One of the ways that's going to help you duplicate yourself is by giving your ambassador a new ambassador checklist. You'll see on the next page, we'll talk through the welcome pack resource documents and templates. The most current documents typically, not always, but they're typically uploaded to our team pages and files sections. If you can't find them, then you can ask your sponsor or your team leader, and we can always get them from you, for you from the Destination Diamond Dream Team page or another team page. For those of you that have joined us since the welcome packs, since the success kits became a part of the welcome packs, these came out in January, then lucky you, because you've got access to the most current documentation. You want to add them to applicable Facebook team pages. You create a welcome graphic. You welcome them, congratulate them on joining the pages. And then there's a few other great team pages that we personally ascribe to. Plexus Journeys is one. I want to warn you guys, right now, just with the way compliance is going, they've cut back on a lot of the old testimonies that used to name diagnoses or talk about certain diseases and talked about plexus as a cure. We're steering away from that because we're really trying to honor the regulations that the FDA is putting out there against us, not against us, but asking us to remain compliant to. So I really encourage you guys to be careful about some of the pages you join. You want to ask your uplines if they're appropriate pages. You want to definitely be a part of our team pages, which really strive to be compliant. But Plexus Journeys is a great one. It's got a lot of testimonials. Another one is Plexus Financial Testimonies. So those two testimonial pages are great. You want to give your new ambassadors the link to these series that we're doing. We've got recordings on the Well team page, but we also have access to other recordings to these, especially our 101 training series. That would be a great one to tell them to get started with week 1, and then they can, on their own pace, listen to these recordings or be a part of the live series. Here's another huge, huge piece of duplication. when you sign a new ambassador, we would love for you to schedule a 3-way call with them and a member of your upline, preferably your sponsor, to talk about their why, to find out what their goals are, and to help them develop a plan of action, and also any questions that they might have for you. So here's the way that I typically do this with some of my level ones. When they sign someone, I really like when they send me and their new level one just a Facebook message and say, hey, so-and-so, I wanted to introduce you to my sponsor, Becky. She helps run the Well Team page. Just wanted to, let you guys get to know each other. So-and-so is a mom of 2, and we're old friends from college. Becky is my sponsor, and here's how we were friends. And what that does is it's sort of a soft introduction for me to gently just say, I'm so glad to have you here. It goes along with me being able to welcome them on our team pages. So that's important to me, to feel like I'm getting to know people who are my level 2s. And that helps duplicate it all the way down. That means that the next person that this new ambassador signs, she's going to do an introduction between her sponsor and her new person, because connection is huge, as you guys know, on Facebook. New ambassadors can easily feel overwhelmed. So sometimes just a private message to help welcome them is great. 3-way calls go the distance, and that's where we can actually set up a good time to talk, either by Zoom, like we're doing tonight, or just by phone. You also want to point them to valuable resources and YouTube channels to subscribe to. I personally have a lot of YouTube channels that I enjoy. I love Sonia Dudley's training. You probably, if you've been with us for a little while, have found some YouTube channels that you really like. I'm a big fan of Jen Hawkins' YouTube channel because she does a lot of these specific trainings on them. And then you want to encourage them with their first Plexus Facebook post. And you need to be there to rally others to like or to comment and support. Today on one of my level one's team pages, one of our ambassadors said, hey gang, I'm going to post this post later today. Could some of you guys jump on and comment? And I love those sort of I guess the best word is rally. I love the way that some of our people rally for new ambassadors and go, oh my gosh, so-and-so just posted her first Facebook post. You guys, we would really love it if you could come and just support him or her. So that's another way to you see how it just all duplicates all downline. And then that way that new ambassador knows that she can call on some of us to come and help rally along her new gal or guy. Okay. Guys, tonight, especially if you're not joining us by video, I'm going to read through these things. There's a lot of just factual detail, and I want you to know that we will post this Zoom call probably tomorrow morning. So if you can't see my PowerPoint tonight, you'll be able to come back and check this tomorrow, and you'll be able to see this stuff because there's a lot of written information here. So, welcome pack resource documents. They are available on the Destination Diamond Dream Team page and other pages. That page is run by Celeste Gwynn, who is if you're on my team, she is your double diamond upline, and you can always ask your sponsor if you're not on that team page and you'd like to be. We sometimes send different documents, but I promise we're all kind of running from the same vein. So a big thing to have is a welcome letter template that you can send to your new ambassadors. Tips and guidelines for success with Slim and Booster Accelerator Plus. Tips and guidelines for success with the Fab 5. That would be the Triplex, X Factor, and Mega X. Tips and guidelines for success with Triplex. There is a Plexus Comp Plan 11-way breakdown. There's also a great video that goes along with that, 11 ways we get paid. The Plexus product ingredients, all products that was recently updated in December 2015. That would be a great one for them to have. And the FAQs on all those products. The new pricing that includes all the PV amounts that came out in January 2016. What we just talked about was the Power of 3. That's a great document to send to people. Plexus no-nos. I'm not going to go into the details here, but you guys might remember what I'm talking about here. This is the do's and don'ts of Plexus. The Plexus Power Plan for those who want a quick start, like maybe a Fast Start Gold. And the new ambassador checklist for sponsoring ambassadors. All of these are documents, resource documents that you can find on either our team page or the A team, which is Andrea Mitchell's page, or like I mentioned before, the Destination Diamond Dream Team page. Okay. So let's talk about teaching the system and training consistently. Consistency is the key. So you need to, first of all, consistently take your Plexus products and be a product of the product. If you're only taking, let's say, Slim and Accelerator, which is fine, you have the prerogative to take whatever you want to take. But when someone comes along and asks, well, what do you think about Boost? Could Boost help me? If you've never taken it, then it's really hard to speak personally about that product. I personally have taken every single Plexus product. I have even used the breast check kit because I want to be able to tell people, yeah, here's what I felt like, or this was my experience. So be a product of the product. I bought the big welcome pack when I started because I really wanted to try as many products as I could get. The second thing is that you need to consistently share, not only on Facebook, Instagram, any other where on social media that you're active, but also, and this is huge, in person. If you guys are like me, then the month of May has you at lots of year-end school parties, lots of year-end baseball, soccer parties, whatever sports your kids play, dance recitals, graduations, weddings. Talk to people about the products. The next one is consistently do IPA. And again, that stands for income producing activities. What this means is that, well, let's say this. Trolling Facebook all day is not an income producing activity. Income producing activities are time bound. In other words, you let yourself know, okay, maybe I've got 30 minutes here today. I'm going to reach out to 5 friends that I think could really benefit from the products. I'm going to tell them my story and my why I'm doing this, and I'm going to invite them to join me. So you reach out to people. That would be an income producing activity. Another income producing activity would be to potentially watch a video like this, a training video, and start training yourself, or to potentially listen to a product call where you get more information and get better trained on our products. Another thing you want to consistently do is to follow up. We say typically someone's going to need 6 times being followed up with before they say yes. So focus on not only following up with people that you want to join your team, but follow up with your customers. Guys, if there's an area that I really struggled in the beginning, it was making my customers aware that I would be consistently following up with them each week. And that is because our time is short. There's a 60-day window for them to get their money back guarantee, so you want to consistently remind them of that. But you also just want to make them aware, hey, I'm thinking about you. I'm curious about some of your non-scale victories. How are you sleeping? How are you feeling at 4 p.m. every day? How's your bloating? Are you noticing that you're drinking more water? How are your cravings? So following up with both team members and customers. And then you want to consistently learn and grow personally. I was talking with a dear friend today who is another jewel in Plexus, and we were talking about how much this business has stretched us and allowed us to grow personally. So you can expect that with Plexus. Can you tell that consistency is a key to success? The next thing we need to talk about is integrity, doing the right thing. You want to do what is right and not what is easy. You want to treat others as you'd want to be treated, which means we don't poach, fish, or pursue prospects of another ambassador. You never want to lure someone away from an ambassador who's been talking to them about Plexus. So that would include things like offering to pay their website fee, offering to purchase their welcome pack, or pursuing them at all. That is just not fair. Because how would you feel if you were actively pursuing someone and then another ambassador swooped in and recruited them away from you? If you know that your prospect knows other ambassadors, then just ask them, have you discussed the products or opportunity with another ambassador? And if they say yes, and this is the hard part, then just send them back to that person. Just say, well, I need you to go talk to that person and let them know that you're interested in joining the company. I want to tell you guys just a really quick story. I have a friend here in Dallas. She's not on our team, but she is someone that I really like. I admire her. one of those personalities that is just really great to be around. And she reached out to me, I think right around the time that I went Emerald. And she said, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you, I just now realized that you're so serious about Plexus, and how long have you been doing that? She had a lot of questions, and I was so excited that this person who I like so much had reached out to me. And I said, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Have you ever taken the products? And she said, oh yeah, I've been taking the products for a while. In fact, they've helped stop my migraines. And I immediately thought to myself, oh man, like, who's she ordering from? So I said, who are you ordering from? And she said, well, it's someone who's not really active in the business. And I said, well, I'm so sorry, but I need you to go to her, and she needs to know that you're interested in joining the company. I'm so flattered that you'd like to join my team, but I need you to clear it with her first. Well, she actually did end up signing up under this person because they'd sold her the products for probably 3 months, and she'd had a great experience. And it was hard, but it was one of those times where I knew I'd done the right thing, and I knew God would bless that. I want to remind you guys, one person isn't going to make you a jewel. You can let it go and do the right thing. And to this day, I'm still so glad. We've talked about it since then. I'm still so glad that I told her, you need to go back to your person that you're purchasing from and let her know that you're interested in the company, because obviously it didn't hinder my success. And I could say with integrity that we handled that well. We handled it appropriately. I do want you to know this, that ultimately it is that new person's decision who they want to buy from or who they'd like to join under. Sometimes someone has been ordering products from someone, but they don't want to join their team. They might approach you. They'd really like to join your team. It might be because of their relationship with you. Perhaps they see you as a leader. Either way, make sure that you're doing the right thing by letting their person that they're purchasing from, if they're wanting to join, letting that person know, hey, I really want to go join so-and-so's team. It's up to them. They get to choose who their sponsor is. That's a really big decision. But just make sure you're always doing the right thing, being above reproach. Okay, the next session, or the next slide, is on self-sufficiency. So the most successful ambassadors are the most self-sufficient ones. This was once said by Helen McFadden, who's another Diamond ambassador. Don't wait for your upline to spoon feed you or drag you along. In fact, for a lot of you guys, you might be even more motivated than your upline. So go ahead and right from the start, take responsibility for your business. Your upline's there to support you and coach you, but not to work the business for you. If you want it, go for it. You just take that business into your hands and you go, you run with it. And the success or failure of your business begins with you. We can't blame our struggles on our upline, or matter of fact, from our downline. So go ahead and right from the very beginning, dive in, learn, act, review, and adjust. Whatever your goal is, strive for it. Make sure that your upline knows so that he or she can help you along and so that they can be a part of getting you trained, but don't feel like they're responsible for bringing you success. Decide now what kind of success that you want to have. Let's talk a little bit more about commitment. We know that it precedes success. Your calendar actually reflects what you're committed to. If you were to look right now and to see where you're spending your time, that shows a lot about your commitment. Your commitment level will determine your destiny in this business. I can't say it enough. One person's commitment can change the course of thousands of lives of people they haven't even met yet. And my question to you is just, do you want to be that person? Because if so, you've got to decide what you want, make the commitment, and take action. And I want you guys to know I am 1 week away. My very last week of my my big job. I am a counselor here in Dallas, and I own a private practice, and I am retiring next week. So I've done Plexus alongside of having a whole separate job, a job that I really valued, really cared about, took a lot of joy in. And it was hard to stay committed at times to Plexus because I had a lot of other responsibilities. But I knew that Plexus was going to be able to afford some dreams for my family. some health goals, and definitely some financial goals. And so early on, I made the commitment that I was going to stay in action mode, that I wanted to fulfill this place of really reaching for diamond. If I hadn't have really taken hold of that goal and run with it, then I would have been disappointed in myself. And so I had to stay committed. Now, there's going to be weeks where your commitment might look different. Some of you guys are going to go to convention with us soon, and that's going to be a week of high commitment. There's going to be other times where your commitment might look like it's at a lower level, but it does mean that you're constantly working your business. Here's a big piece of constantly working your business, and that is avoiding the emotional roller coaster. Because trust me, there's going to be difficult days ahead. There's also going to be great days ahead. So just decide now to stay the course. This is huge. You need to detach emotionally from the outcome. People are not rejecting you. Maybe it's not the right time, and maybe they need more information, or they just need to understand more. But you need to know it can take, like I said earlier, 4 to 6 exposures or 4 to 6 follow-ups for someone to make a decision to buy from you or to join you. So no often just means not now. And I can't tell you guys enough, you need to go for no. Every time you get a no from someone, you're one step closer to a yes, because even with no's, you're planting seeds with people. And many of them will come back and become awesome customers and team members. I have so many team members who are people that originally told me no. I'm so glad I kept following up with them. The rest of our presentation tonight is going to be about personal and leadership development. And the very first thing I want to say is don't wait until your team is big to start developing your leadership skills and to start working on personal development. Because developing those skills is a journey, and it's got to be something you intentionally work on and set aside time for. You guys, if you envision yourself having a team, if you envision yourself going gold and beyond, then go ahead and start working on personal development right now. You're going to find the person you become along the way will be one of the greatest rewards of this journey. So always be looking to grow personally and to raise your level of leadership. This also builds belief in the industry, and that's huge for your business. We're almost done. And so right now what I want to do is I'm going to, for those of you who are joining us by phone, I'm going to read off some names, and I'm not even going to say all of them because we literally have 2 whole pages, maybe even 3, of really great personal and leadership developments. I'm just going to focus on some that are my favorite. But one of the best is Flip Flop CEO by Janine Finney. Another one is called Go for No by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz. If you guys aren't familiar with Sarah Robbins, then it'd be really awesome for you to go look her up on YouTube. But she has a great YouTube channel and a book also called Rock Your Network Marketing Business. And she also has one called The Rockstar Recruiting School. She's a former teacher. She is right around my age and really neat gal. Another one's called The 4-Year Career. Beach Money is another one. A lot of you guys might be familiar with Stephen Covey. He has an audiobook called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Network Marketers. Go to the next page. A great one that we often use in Plexus is a John C. Maxwell book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. It also has a workbook, so that's a great one to do if you're developing a team. Quite a few by John C. Maxwell here on this page. How to Influence People is a great one. Last page, and again, I'll post this recording tomorrow so that you can see these in person. But The 5 Levels of Leadership by John C. Maxwell is another really amazing one that we often use. And Rachel Niegel swears by this one. I have not read it, but she would be remiss if I didn't mention it. Millionaire by Halftime by a guy named Presley Swaggerty is another one that you're going to hear a lot about. So that would be a great read for those of you that are wanting to develop leadership skills. Okay, guys, 9:01. We got it in just under 30 minutes. I so appreciate you joining me tonight. I will post a recording of this call tomorrow, and I really, really think that it would be great for you guys to come back and listen again and continue to learn more about duplication, because again, we don't want you guys to feel like you have to reinvent the wheel. And we do want you so badly to learn how to duplicate yourself with all of the people that you're going to sign in your organization. So thanks for being here tonight. And we will look forward to our next series. We might take a pause next week. We'll decide and post that soon. Thank you, Dara. I see your message. Thanks for being on this call. We'll let you guys know, and we'll continue to post these recordings so that you can share them with your people who weren't able to join. So thanks for joining us, and have a great